What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Emo Kids podcast. We're the Emo Kids. I'm Steve, Randall, Jordan, Sam, and Jason. We're here to talk about touring, expectations of tour, tour stories, stuff, just a little bit deeper of a dive into tour, right?
Yeah. We're going to kind of continue on a little bit what we talked about last week, or last episode rather, and just, kind of a little bit more deeper into personal tour stories, things like that. I thought we were going to be sober for the first time, and we're going to try to keep it short because Sam has to work in the morning, but Jason came through with the beers, so
cheers.
So Sam's going to have to
light beer.
Have to struggle tomorrow.
No, I'll be fine. Got a couple.
So the first question is, I'm going to ask Sam first because Sam's the newest to the touring. What surprised you the most actually when you got to tour?
Nothing really. I mean, everything so far has kind of been exactly how I expected it, or kind of exactly how I had envisioned it, more or less. There wasn't really any crazy surprises.
No. Sweet. I'm glad I asked that question.
Some things that happened during the touring have been a little bit of a surprise, but I think we'll get into that.
Yeah, we've haven't had a lot of luck on smooth touring, but it's like we've made it happen. Like everything has like just barely worked out a couple of times, but yeah. Well, I mean, Jason, I know it's been a long time since you started touring. Like, what surprised you the most when you first started touring?
Geez. Well, when I first started touring, the biggest surprise was just having to find out where I was going to sleep that night, or shower, or take care of my business.
Right. What
so
business?
that was the Cleveland Brown business.
Okay. I you were talking about the White Sox business.
Yeah, they start as White Sox. They start off
I'm so confused of where these innuendos are going.
Me too. I'm just rolling with it. But yeah, showering was a weird thing. I remember having to. I don't know if I already talked about this maybe on a previous one, but I had a hose basically I'd take with me. My buddy and I would just take around to find a spigot, then we attach it.
Which I think is smart. That's a move.
That's smarter than anything.
It was an easy, quick shower. Just take a bottle of soap, just one after
hose
the
each other
other.
down.
Yeah, cold shower, but
Like a cut of
during the summer.
mates.
So
Little homoerotic a little bit.
If you look, you're gay.
to erotica.
To erotica.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jason as far because unlike the tours that we've been going on, my first tour experience is way more
bootstrapping,
like, hanging by a thread, just put it together, DIY. My first ever like weekend tour, we had a conversion van. We had all the gear in the middle of the van. And then 2 people in front and 3 people on the very back bench. And we just sit with a pile of gear in front of us. And that van was like this big blue egg. And, I mean, there was no hotels. There was no such thing as bands sleeping in hotels.
That was a
time.
luxury.
Yeah.
If you slept at a hotel, I don't even think I've ever slept at a hotel.
Until this band.
Hey, motel. Okay.
We're
We've had a couple hotels.
We saw some really nice fucking things on this last
Hey,
tour.
we stayed at a 4-diamond hotel, boys.
that
all
was
right.
pretty amazing.
Thanks to Sam, we just got our own
We each
room.
had our own king suite, so
Yeah.
for free. I'd like to think that this is way different.
But Sam fell asleep in Jason's room, so they didn't get a room to themselves.
I know. I woke up and I was like, I ruined it for Jason.
I snuck out of there. I'm like, peace, Jason, later.
Oh man, you guys missed out. You saw me. I went to bed early. I had the robe. I took a shower. I had the snack set up,
Jealous,
TV.
yeah.
I probably had some candles. I
Yes,
found.
Steve not drinking has definitely made him a better person in the morning, for sure. He's definitely laughing at all of us on his way to the bank, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, he's not just all like angry face.
Right.
It's just like
Don't get me wrong. I love partying, but the reality is that I made a deal with myself to not drink for 6 months for this reason, because I just knew the next 6 months were going to be crazy for us, and drinking is just so bad for tour. That's a whole nother part of tour that gets really wild and blurry, is the alcohol. Because every tour, every show, that's, I think, was another big surprise.
He's just shitting on everyone else in the band right now.
No. I'm saying,
I'm not mad at you. Those hangovers are.
Well, here's the thing. Steve's like you know, he's putting off fun at night to have more fun in the morning.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
putting off fun in the morning to have fun.
The problem is we have to wake up in the morning.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
it
so
sucks.
he's in a good mood. We're not so much. For
Yeah,
sure.
but it's I mean anyway that's all off topic. But like we're saying the finding a shower. That was my biggest surprise with tour was shit. Like we don't have a room. We're staying at this person's house. We can't even use their shower because their mom's at home or
Right.
something.
They had one bathroom.
Whatever. And
Only
so
so
we're
much hot
we're at a
water.
Chipotle with a towel, you know, and washing our hair and scrubbing our armpits.
Right.
As far as what Jason was saying, his biggest surprise, I agree, was finding a place to sleep, finding a place to shower, figuring out, you know, how we're gonna pay for gas, little things like that we definitely take
Yeah.
for granted now.
Yeah.
But we were kids then.
Right.
That's way
Sure.
different. We had no life skills.
Getting sick out there was the worst too.
Well, you did that happen to you?
Well, I think at some point
Sure.
any one of us was pretty
Those
sick.
are longer tours, though, right? Those
Yeah,
those
we
are like
Generally, yeah, at least 2
cross
weeks.
country.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic with original music because you only play 20 to 40-minute sets, so you don't have to blow your whole wad, you know, in one night. Whereas our band, we can physically only do 3 or 4 nights. We've already pushed 4.
We did it.
We
Yeah.
did
Did
And I was actually surprised. I could actually talk the next day. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna make it to 4."
I was
Yeah.
done. That was my first time. This is my first time ever in a band being this physically sick or ill.
Wasted after.
And yeah.
Are you talking about after Austin?
After
after
San
San
Diego
Diego.
and
Oh.
Illinois, dude, I was on vocal rest and I had to work still. My voice was gone for a week.
Yeah, he was
You didn't
hurting.
even scream.
He was hurting for sure.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Randall? Most surprising thing when you got on tour?
I guess it's that you don't really see much when you're on tour.
That's a good one.
That's actually
That's a
the
good
one
one.
thing that
That's a good
surprised
one.
me.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, you play late, you got a sound check at 3, and I hate sound check, but it's a part of it.
Yeah,
But
most of the day's driving, and then you just go right to loading the sound check.
Yeah, and then you're hustling, you're trying to sell your stuff, make some money, eating pizza.
That you got for free.
Yeah, I can't complain. But yeah, you don't really see anything.
Yeah, you're not.
People are always like, hey, do you go to that food spot or check out that destination? You're like, nope.
Nope.
It's like I've been across the country, but I haven't seen 80% of it.
Yeah.
They're like, really?
Right.
Why? How did you not get a chance to see it?
Yeah, when we were in Texas, I remember we woke up in the morning and I was kind of hungover, and we jammed to, because it was just on the way. We jammed to the
Alamo.
The Alamo.
Yeah.
We jammed to the Alamo. We're like all in basketball shorts and t-shirts and flip flops. Ran out there real quick. We're like, oh, we saw it. And then we went to get food and then bounced.
Yep.
That was it. That was a good one.
That was.
Is there anything
It
else?
was.
Yeah, I think for me the most surprising thing, it kind of ties in with what Jason and Steve were saying. It's just like how expensive everything is and how little money you make. So it's just like literally everything you had to be like, all right, do we get gas today or do we eat? What
Right.
was it? Yeah, like finding some place to take a shower, things like that. For
the
sure. But
showers
that
aren't
thing,
cheap.
but Reynolds, what's that?
The showers aren't cheap
Nope.
either. Yeah.
No. But yes, Sam kind of snuck away from all that. Now starting the touring with us for sure. You missed all the grind shit for
Well,
sure.
I mean, I always wanted to tour, and it's funny, it just never happened because, I don't know, just none of the bands I was in ever really took it that seriously enough to do it. It was always something we wanted to do, but it never just came to fruition at all. And this is the first one that I ever toured, and now it's just like, okay, cool, we're budgeting for motels or hotels, and it's like, in Texas, we did the RV thing.
Yeah.
And that was cool for a little while. I mean, I kind of wanted to do that because I wanted to know what it was like because we were doing some long drives. I mean, most of our drives were like 5 to 6 hours in between shows, so it kind of just made sense to have that.
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
all
about the differences in
I
the,
would argue that our touring is even harder than the touring that I did in those days when I was young. Such an amateur level. Of course, we were gone for a month, and of course, it was hard, and we were broke.
We were also 20, though.
But we were
could
just
handle the
20.
abuse.
Yeah, we could drink. We fucking show up to sound check late.
No, you mean 21 because you were drinking
20.
legally.
Well,
yeah.
yes, right. And that's the reality. Is like the level that we were even just playing at on stage didn't require the focus that it takes now. I mean, even and we never flew. I've never flown on tour. This is my first time flying, touring, and that's a whole.
We're all spoiled now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, not that. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful thing, but people underestimate how tough a travel day is.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
stressful.
the
Very
logistics
hard.
definitely is, yeah, especially with flying and getting everything there is definitely different and tough
right.
for sure. Anyone else have anything to add before we move on to the next question? No. Well, let's start over here too, since Sam got to start. So, this is kind of a two-parter, right? Actually, maybe even a four-parter, depending on how you look at it. What is your least and favorite part about touring or playing shows?
Least favorite,
Least and most favorite
and most favorite.
of touring and playing shows. So it's kind of like, I guess that's 4 questions in there, but do your best.
I mean,
It's a toughie.
that is tough. I would say least is getting, because tour is fun, but least I would probably just gear and the technicalities, and when it comes to gear or driving or just travel, like I don't know if that's one category or not, but
Logistics.
like loading gear, getting a trailer for gear,
Yeah.
like looking through your suitcase for your pedal, stupid shit like that. That's probably my least favorite part about tour. And there's so much going on. Every one of us lose something every
Yeah.
tour. I lose
Yeah.
something all the fucking time.
You gotta definitely be organized, especially with like the 5 dudes have different gear and bags and things. It's
Right.
like it's really easy to misplace things, and that's why like I always stress out until I know all my shit is back in the same
Spot.
because it's just like that's a little stressful for sure.
Yeah. And then I'd say most favorite, I mean, obviously, is playing the show. That's like the 2-minute roller coaster ride that you waited fucking 3 hours in line for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Although ours is not 2 minutes, it's 2 hours, but still, you'd be surprised how quickly that goes.
Yeah.
Then it's like, fuck, it's over and it's 2 in the fucking morning, and now I gotta check into a hotel.
We gotta tear down.
Tear down,
check into it,
and then
yeah.
back. See, it goes immediately from the most favorite thing straight into the least favorite thing.
Right. That's true. That's true. So then you kind of talked about touring, but what about your least favorite part about playing shows themselves, and favorite part about shows?
Oh, well.
It might kind of tie in already what you answered, but
I know. I
if
guess
there's any sort of differentiation.
Yeah, there might be like a little nuance there. Like my least favorite part about playing shows, and this is just being honest, is like dealing with like drunk people. And because I'm a bartender too. Like we have our.
You can't escape it.
Exactly. Like my whole life is fucking bars. 7 days a fucking week. I swear to God.
Some aggression behind that.
Yeah. But the reality is that like that's the hardest part. We don't get too many. Our fans are awesome, but every once in a while we get the drunk guy on stage with no shirt on. And then my favorite part of playing shows is the opposite. Like fucking people, the 40, 50 people who are singing along, in a room of 100 or whatever the case is, you know, to our song, or if everybody is like, or the people who are just rooting you on, people that you've met, and next thing you know, they're like, "We love you, Randall," or some bullshit. Like,
Right.
dude, I don't even know these people. It's like
I know. I
fucking-
thought people that did that, I thought that, like they knew him and they just like met him right before the show.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot that.
Which show is that?
I forgot where that was. Was that in
That was
Illinois?
in
somewhere?
Illinois, I think.
Yeah. I was like, how do you have friends out here? He's like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But they are certainly love screaming your name, buddy.
So yeah, that's definitely my favorite part.
All right, Randall. Least and most favorite part of touring and playing shows.
Oh, all right. So least of touring, not just checking in, sound check. I hate sound check.
He does.
I hate how early we have to be there. It never starts on time. It's a 3-hour sound check is the worst thing. But hopefully we got
Not
that figured
anymore.
out.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
Hopefully that'll be a thing of the past for sure.
I think the least part about a show is when there's no energy. So it kind of goes back and forth. So if there's not a lot of people there, small turnout, we still bring it, but it's a different
Right.
beast.
For sure.
And,
It's harder. For sure.
and that goes into my favorite part of a show, the energy. You kind of get lost in it when you have people are into it. It's entertainment. It's fun for everybody.
Yeah.
You need those good vibes all around, in my opinion. And then the best part about touring, was that the next one?
Best part about touring and shows.
Best part about shows, what kind of ties into that is the energy.
What about
too.
touring?
Oh, I think just getting to hang out with my buds, getting to play music every day.
Oh,
It's a grind, but it's like
Yeah, it's fun.
better than going to
Going to work. Jason and Randall both still work on tour, but
I would say that, and then the least part about touring,
yeah.
lack of sleep. I would say.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we're getting done at 2 a.m. We got to pack up. We're up and driving again at 8 a.m. the next day, 9 or 10. It's just it's a grind.
yeah,
So there's only-
sometimes that
It's a
is
good one.
definitely yeah, I don't enjoy the days we have to wake up early to make it to the next spot. I like the days where we're like 2-hour drive,
yeah, 'cause
you're
that's-
sleeping in.
it's hard. It's hard to take a day off because then you're
Yeah.
losing money that day.
Sure.
So you're trying to cram this all in and make the most of it while we're out there. So there's really no break. Let's go.
just once I'd like a situation where we could, like in Carmel, Indiana, where we played the Carmichael.
Just
Oh,
went
yeah.
upstairs.
We check in the day before a show. We have a night the day before, and then we can sound check just as early as we want the next day, but already be there at the hotel.
Right.
Was that Carmel?
That
What
would be
was that?
that would be the best
Yeah,
tour
that would be.
situation ever.
Well, that's gonna
That would
be
be,
that's
yeah.
gonna be Lancaster.
Yeah, that'll be
because
Lancaster.
because we're
Oh, yeah.
driven all the way over there, and we're staying in Lancaster, and
right,
then
because Lancaster is the
Westcott Theater.
Westcott.
No,
Oh,
Lancaster's
tell us.
Tell us,
Sorry.
tell us.
360.
So yeah, so we're staying in Lancaster. We get to Lancaster. We'll probably get there at about 3:00 in the morning, but
It'll be midnight for us.
it'll be it'll be midnight for us, and then B, we'll get to basically just sleep and then wake up, and then we don't have to do anything until sound check that day. So that means
4 or 5 or
Except
something.
pick up a drum set, maybe.
well, except that'll be easy though. It'll be quick.
I'm telling you, we need to pack it.
But we'll stay in that same hotel that night.
Yes.
Oh man, see that is
2 nights in a row.
so 2
that
nights in a
is
row.
where it's
Now
like
Steve's getting spoiled.
exactly.
All right, what about you, Jason?
I'd say probably my favorite and non-favorite probably tie in together. So I don't like that I can't see every spot that we visit on tour.
Yeah.
But I also like visiting new spots, whether it be food spots, bars,
Right.
landmarks or whatever. I just like seeing different parts of the.
Yeah.
It's cool to travel, just travel in general. Yeah, being with the buds. The show part, I don't know, man. I gotta say, I agree with you on the sound check, especially
brutal.
recent sound checks
Do you
for whatever
hear me?
reason.
Man, dude, I've never seen. I've known you for 20-some years, dude, and I don't think I've ever seen you that mad.
Well,
Are we talking in a certain
sober,
area
sober,
that's 4
right.
hours away from here?
maybe that's why.
Yeah, we all know where it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I was hangry too at the time. It was all just kind of like
Perfect storm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's one thing too. I gotta throw this out there. When we don't eat dinner and we don't have time for dinner,
Yeah.
Oh,
that is
yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, having a rush, like, all right, we just got here. Hurry up. We got to be up on stage 5 minutes for sound check. Otherwise, blah, 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 or whatever. Just having to load up really quick.
Yeah.
Loading in general. But yeah, the shows just make it all that much better. The energy, the people, meeting new people, shows, hanging out with, people are hilarious. They're special. Everyone has a story,
Yeah.
Everyone has something cool to say. Like the guy in Vegas, it was like, yeah, I was just here visiting with my family for a vacation, and I was looking for something to do, and I happened to see Emo Night, and Emo Kids were playing, and I came out, and he was pumped,
Nice.
So, damn, I forget his name, but
Shout out Vegas.
shout out Vegas Kid with his family on vacation. You're awesome.
Nice.
Thanks for buying a hat, by the way.
Nice.
He knows.
Yeah,
He knows
He
who he
knows.
is.
Yeah.
He knows.
You good to go, Sam?
Oh yeah. My least favorite part is easily the teardown after the show. Easily, without a doubt. I will take every hungover morning in the world if I did not have to tear down again. Because, and here's why. We're doing so much rushing and like cramming and like getting to places, and then we get to hang out for a little bit, and then we play. And then that's when, once we're done playing, that's when we kind of have that hour to like finally take a load off, meet all these new people when you're out on tour. Because we go and mingle with the crowd and talk, and that's when we're meeting. But then at the same time, the venue, we finish at like 12:30. The venue's got to close their doors by 2, and we have like an hour worth of teardown to do, and sometimes half the band's nowhere to be found, and everything just has to. Everything that teardown is teardown easily takes 2 to 3 times longer than setup in pretty much every scenario. So
I don't know.
yeah, you wouldn't know because you're a fucking singer. Yeah, you just carry your voice up the stage and call it a day.
I haven't even been a singer. I haven't even been a singer for a year.
That's
okay.
true, yeah.
So don't even put a singer card already on me here.
But yeah,
He's a new singer.
Yeah.
But so yeah, teardown is by far my least favorite part because then it's just like everybody's closing up, trying to clean, and then you're just there alone after this like massive dopamine rush of playing a show,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to go back to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But my favorite part,
It's like having vegetables after dessert.
yeah, it's Brussels sprouts after ice cream is like what it feels like.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, do you like your ice cream? Here's some Brussels
Exactly.
sprouts.
About a palate cleanse.
That's great. That's great.
My favorite part is
That's why we do drugs in the hotel after. So we have way more dessert after the.
On our way to the hotel, more responsible.
No. Yeah.
most favorite
I'm kidding.
part
I don't do drugs.
is
Darn.
Darn.
When the doors open and everything's kind of finished, we can relax a little bit. And it's like in those days, like I'll use one for like Seattle, like a city I'd never played in before. And like I'm just watching people like come in and more people come in and more people come in. And then you turn around, next thing you know, like half of them have bought your shit already. And you're not playing for an hour and a half, but people are like still trying to pack in. You don't know a single person that's in there. Seattle, that wasn't the case, but
It was the next day after Seattle,
Eugene.
oh no, I'm just saying like all these people you don't know are coming out to a show in a city you've never played, and that's like my most favorite part. Like, see, and then seeing that energy when we go on stage, and like it's it's just like I'm so used to the thought of like your first tours, your first year of touring, you're supposed to play to nobody, and then you go out there and then you're playing to like a couple hundred people, and it's just like holy shit, they all paid for tickets, bought our shit, and took the time out of the day to come out.
Yeah, it definitely helps that we, we're playing other people's music.
It definitely, that's,
we let them do that
But
fucking
still,
grind so we can benefit off of it.
But still, it's like
Fucking
it's still
assholes.
cool because we're still playing and they know the words and they're singing along.
Right? No,
But,
it's a cheat code like we talked about.
And
We
going
write
to-
originals too, by the way.
Yeah.
Soon,
hopefully.
I still like
Let's not down credit us.
when we get a chance to go out and try like new places, especially if they're close, like walking distance to the venue. It's easy to go there and back. Like new bars, new food places, restaurants. Just kind of like seeing a little bit of the town that you're in and just interacting with the people in places I've never been has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my least favorite. There's so many bad things. I'm just gonna rattle off I'm gonna rattle off the bad things. I'm gonna rattle off the good things. Yeah, I think one of my least favorite parts is all the logistics and the stress of like getting to some place. I mean, there's a shit ton of planning that happens. Thank God Sam takes over a lot of this stuff, but a shit ton of planning before we even get on the plane or get in the car to go someplace. So there's all that planning, right? And then there's if we're in a bus, there's it's a little bit different. And Steve kind of mentioned it.
Bus.
Like the van, whatever.
Come on,
I call the van the bus, but whatever. It's the van wherever we're traveling in a car. It's a little bit different. The plane, the going into an airport, making sure everyone's there on time, has their IDs, Randall, shit like that. I feel like airplane travel in general is just, I think, very stressful, and we're trying to like get all our bags under 50 pounds, and everyone's running around. Inevitably, it's always just like, it seems like a clusterfuck until we're all on the plane and we're like, okay.
I'm kind of weird. I
least you
love
made it to the
airports and I
airport.
love flying. Like I love traveling. It's like going to the airport is one of my favorite parts.
So,
about
I mean,
anything.
It is fun.
maybe that doesn't stress you out, but like every time I'm like,
'cause I planned
do we
for it.
have everything here? I mean, well, so this guy, we're on the way to what the last one on the way to Chicago airport.
Yeah.
Right. We're like a little off your schedule, and you're like, I'm like, well, we're gonna be fine. It's just not gonna be comfortable. See, you were stressing, and I'm like,
I was
we're not
stressing that,
comfortable.
yeah. Well, so if I'm just going by myself traveling somewhere, if I'm international, I'll get there an hour to an hour and a half beforehand because I know I'll be fine. When there's 6 of us and all of our shit that we gotta check,
That's my point, though. That's what I'm talking
when it
about,
gets
though.
stressful. So if I'm there, like if we're there 2 hours early,
Right.
I'm okay. I'm a dad in this
Right.
scenario.
Yeah, you're
where-
a grandpa.
But that's my point, though. That's my point, though. It's like in those situations, it gets there's just high stress.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's like one of the
Trying
few
to-
times I will stress everybody out.
So like
I'm with Sam on that though. I think 2 to 3 hours for 6+ people is common sense.
And all of
yeah.
our shit, there's always that lady at the counter who's having a bad day. She's like, this 50.65 pounds, you're going to have to redo this. And it's like,
Sure.
ugh.
Why was it like a southern accent right there? What was it?
Because we've
They,
flown
like,
to these
started-
southern places. That's where we had to deal with
It was
it.
Midwest.
Through
You
to
know, like a
another.
southern.
It happened in Texas.
We didn't. Oh, that's right. We did fly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I mean, there's that. I mean, then there's also the long sound checks. What I dislike too is like when you get to a venue, and it's like everything's like, all right, unload, and then you're like, even when we get there, which we don't often do, even when we get there early or on time, right? We like unload. We're like, this will be great. We'll we'll fucking unload, do our sound check real quick, and get some time. Maybe we'll go check in the hotel, or we'll hang out or whatever.
Something always comes up.
Inevitably, something comes up, and we're like literally sound checking or building something up until doors, and it's like, well, fuck. You know, so I say building, like setting up merch or whatever. There's always the fucking
Legos.
in the canopy. We were waiting forever for the drum stage to get set up. It's like we were there early. We're like, all right, cool, and then everything took fucking forever. We're like this again. We weren't even sound checking till like 15 minutes before doors. It's like that always seems to just hopefully we have this new inner monitor system that's going to alleviate sound checks so we can all dial in our own.
Which we'll review soon.
Review that soon. But like it just feels like show.
Yeah.
It's never like, man, I mean it's happened maybe once now, but it's like it feels like you're pinning it with energy up until the show when you want to kind of just be relaxed a little bit, take a little time off, and it's just like and now we have Kevin. He comes with us on at helping us out with merch. But it used to be like, okay, doors are open. I go right to fucking merch,
Right.
you know?
Dude,
and then we play a show and it's having a great time. And then I go right to fucking merch. So there's like no like, take a breath. And then that's what I dislike.
The one time we actually got to hang out was in Wild Buffalo in Bellingham when we like.
Oh, and then they were, and I was stressed because they weren't even fucking there. Remember?
Oh, I know. We were stressed about that, but I was happy that I actually didn't have to deal with it for once, and I could just like sit at the taco joint across the street and eat tacos and just like hang out and like look at her.
That's when you missed your flight, right?
Yeah,
That's when Jason missed his flight.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
I think I
At
got
least
the
you made
best
it to
deal.
your
That's okay.
Just
I was
driving down
what's
there and
he
driving back?
talking about?
Yeah, because I mean,
We set up for you and everything.
my stuff was already set up. I got to see the beautiful scenic route, literally from fall view to winter view instantly.
Maybe.
You
And
know?
one of the most beautiful places to see it.
But
is,
still,
too,
yeah.
so like,
It was
you
gorgeous.
guys literally made it to the venue 10 minutes before we got on
Yeah,
stage.
it was
though.
pretty close.
That was
Literally
like-
for stretch time.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like you had like no time to be like stretching or like any sort of warm up or preparing. You're like, all right, fucking get out there, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? That's actually again, it's like that's kind of like
Part of the
an
fun.
exercise.
Part of the
Yeah,
fun.
it's just like you stretch yourself on these tours,
Yeah,
man.
right.
You really see what you're capable of, and it's like, all right, no stretch, no warm up, let's fucking go.
Right. Yeah, I think also one of my least favorite things too, and we talk about this all the time, is we play a show for at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Sometimes we're playing till midnight or even 1 o'clock end time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really drink any alcohol on stage or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like now ready to meet people and hang out. And it's like they were partying that whole show, and they're like, "That was great, guys," and they fucking dip. I hate that so much. I fucking hate it when it's like, again, I'm in a new town. I want to like meet people. I mean, I think it kind of also there's a perfect area of like meeting someone on tour, right? Because there's like the drunk, and you're like, all right, enough of this shit, right?
Yeah.
You're like, someone's too drunk, and then there's like the person that's like sober, but like just won't shut the fuck up and just like keep talking to you. And it's like there's this nice like medium like just right here in the middle where people are like not too drunk, but also like friendly, but also like not too friendly.
Those are
So
the
it's
people that leave right after we're done
and
playing.
those are the people that fucking leave. Right? So we're left,
It's like, where were you?
we're left with this side of the spectrum here.
I'm just the ones that are like, hey, do you want a shot?
Yeah,
You want a
yeah, I
shot?
know.
You want a
I
shot?
actually love those people. Those people are nice. What I don't like is the people. I mean, it's nice, and I don't want to hate on it, but it's like when people keep offering us shots on stage, I'm like, I'm working. I gotta do something right now. Like,
We should make it known. I can only take a shot towards the end of the set.
yeah.
Oh, I hold
mean-
them from you. Thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
you're back
we
there.
know-
Do
we
not-
know-
we literally do
Even
not.
when
Beginning-
I was
compile them.
drinking, I never took shots on
Yeah.
stage.
I mean, I will
save
do
them
it,
for
but yeah,
later.
the one time we played in Redlands, like where people just kept getting us shots, I was like, by the end of it, I'm like, Whoa.
Yeah, I almost barfed on Josh's birthday on stage. So someone gave me a shot of the most awful whiskey.
Was it Malort?
Ever.
Whatever it was.
Some
Tonight's the
whiskey.
night you want to fight your dad.
Was that really
That's really
the
what it said.
marketing?
Tonight's the night you're gonna fight your dad. I have a picture of it. We'll put it up.
That's great. Yeah, I think so. Those are the kind of the things that suck on tour. And after you have this awesome adrenaline rush of playing a show, it's like, all right, you got to tear down now. You really got to go back to work, and then after talking to people and get everything back in the cars and whatever, then go to the hotel and check in. It's like, oh god, if we could eliminate that after, that'd be so. That's why roadies are awesome.
To make matters worse, we've been doing a lot of winter touring, so it's
And freezing outside.
It's like -8 degrees when you're trying to like hustle everything to the van, or like in Chicago, whatever it was, like 15 with the wind just blowing like crazy.
Yeah.
Woo! It makes the teardown a little.
Yeah, summertime's gonna be the opposite. We're just like
Oh my
sweating
God.
balls.
I'll take that.
I'll
North
take
Carolina
winter over
yeah.
summer.
Oh, dude, North Carolina's gonna be rough,
dude. It's gonna be
It's gonna
pretty
be just like
freaking humid.
just swamp ass everywhere. So yeah, my favorite things. I think Randall. I'm gonna steal it from Randall. I think one of my favorite things about touring is hanging out with the boys for sure. Which is why I don't like doing the split van thing. But I understand why we do it. But I love kind of just bullshitting like this. I mean, there's probably a lot of podcasts worth of material that we could probably have with all the shit we're saying and hanging out.
I thought you were going to say you like when we all hang out and a couple of us don't dip out for the night.
Oh yeah, I do appreciate that. Yeah, well,
was
our
nice.
last show, Steven, and Jason were just like, "Good show, guys. Bye." It's like, cool.
I wish, man.
Cool.
I'm going through it right now with my job. My fucking job sucks. I don't give a fuck if they see this. Literally, it's just one of those things where I have work at 9 a.m. on Sundays, and we play Saturday night till 2 a.m.
Yeah. Look, like I understand. I just don't like it. I don't have to like it.
You don't have to like it. You know?
I don't have to like it.
But trust me, I'm trying to get away from that. I want to have weekends off and play shows and enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the same vein, I think I really like meeting new people. I really like going to new cities, even if we don't get to like hang out really in new cities. I mean, Randall's kind of a foodie, so that's maybe the most adventuring we get to do is he finds really cool places for us to eat that take like 4 hours in line. So
It's worth it.
But they're always good. They're always good. It's just by the time I'm eating, I'm angry. So, but that's fun. Yeah, I mean, and then obviously the reason we do it is getting on stage in front of all those people and just seeing all the smiley faces, people singing. It's the
Other
best.
people's
for sure.
songs that we play.
Other people's songs we play for sure. I love
It's
it.
nice watching the videos after the shows too. After all the loading and all that's done,
Oh,
over with.
stories.
It's nice
Yes,
catching
please
the
post stories and tag us because we all watch
It's
every
fun.
one of them. We
Yeah.
watch every one.
It's kind of
'cause
like nice reliving from your perspective as well. From
we
the
like
crowd.
seeing ourselves, like the whole Kanye thing.
Yeah.
get to watch ourselves play over again. Yeah, that's cool. So we kind of talked about a lot of things, and there may be some overlap here. But what do you think most people don't know about touring? I'll start with you, Jason.
Oh shoot.
What when people see that we're touring, what do they think it's like? That it's like there's kind of a rude awakening. It's nothing like you think it is. I think so. He said it too, like you're touring everywhere. You must get to like see the St. Louis Arch and hang out at.
Right. It's not the case.
It's not.
It's
not
not
at
the
all.
case. It's actually a big bummer. So many times I've had conversations with people and they're like, "Oh, you've been to Montana? Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Florida. Oh, what'd you think of this or that? Oh, I don't know."
Then you got to be
I
was on tour.
Yeah, I was in and out. Made it to the venue on time for a line check. Had a beer, played the show, and then we were out. But no, I'd say also probably they underestimate how much money we were making.
Oh yeah,
They overestimate.
overestimate.
Sorry. That's what I meant to say.
That's a good one.
How much money we're making.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So don't steal hoodies.
And I kind of mentioned that earlier, right? It's like how expensive it is to just tour. Like
Right.
just how expensive. It's fucking most of the money that we make across the board goes to just getting to there.
Yeah.
Getting to wherever
and
it is.
Sam for the tour managing fees and logistics.
Yeah, Sam makes the big bucks.
Yeah.
That's why I pay Sam the big bucks.
0.
For now.
They probably underestimate or have no idea when our last poop was too.
Oh God. Well, if it's Steve, it was 15 minutes ago. Just
It's
consistently.
always 15 minutes
15
ago.
minutes
I think
ago.
it was 15 minutes ago. Is that where you were?
No, now I think we're at 36 minutes.
No, he did
I-
during this podcast.
Did he just go? Did he
I'm
go?
wearing a diaper.
Oh, yeah.
Just poop
Steve's shitting right now while we're talking.
Yeah.
What about you,
I
Sam?
got.
What do you think?
Everybody that's a non-musician thinks that, oh, you're just going out and having fun. You're going out, it's like, oh, you're just spending the weekend out here. It sounds like fun, or you're just partying all the time, or something like that. It's hard work, and that's like probably the biggest misconception. It's not work where you're like clocking into a day job, but everything goes wrong half the time.
No.
And there's always something to fix.
60% of the time.
Yeah, it's
Every time.
Sounds about right.
There's always something that needs to be fixed. We're always running late at some point. There's always a problem with the hotel half the time. And it's just like something's always going wrong, so it's always stressful. And you're basically stressing while you're having fun, you're also stressing too much to thoroughly enjoy being out there until like you've played the show and then you know that you don't have to go anywhere for the next 10 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a good way to say that is touring is probably, and you guys feel free to disagree, it's probably...
Well, there's no relaxing.
It's probably 80 to 90% of work, and then the rest of that is like actual showtime. You know what I mean? It's like that. I mean, so I don't really consider like the show area like work or necessarily hard or anything, but everything before and after is work. It's not like a terrible amount of fun. It's there's a lot of grind for sure. And again, when I talked about it too, like Sam and I do a lot of work behind the scenes before we're even on a tour. We're planning, we're contacting venues, things like that, and we'll go into that in future episodes. But there's like so much work before you're even on tour day, for sure.
Bands that are touring in buses have people that they pay to do this, so that way they don't really have to do it, which would be kind of nice to see what that would be like. But at least at this point, like we're like the manager and the tour manager are part of the band, so there's no one to like really delegate responsibility to or like drive throughout the night so that way we can wake up and see the city or anything.
Right. I'm sure this would be a lot different perspective if we get the Fall Out Boy guys in here or something like that. They're like, oh, touring is fucking easy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
I know, right?
yeah, because they have a tour manager that's handling all that shit. They have a manager that's handling all that shit. They just show up to an airport in a fucking limo. Someone's handling their luggage, all of their gear. They show up to a venue. Their shit's already set up. Their merchandise is already set up. They don't do shit. They hang out in the green room, play a show, go back to the green room, or go back to the hotel.
It's gotta come with its own set of problems.
I'm sure it's
gotta
gotta
be its own set of problems.
Which maybe we'll get some of these guys that have a lot of those things on tour. Maybe they can give us the stressors of being a multi-platinum artist on tour. What's that?
We should have Fall Out Boy on the next podcast.
Hey, Fall Out Boy, give us
find
a call.
out what it's like to tour as Fall Out Boy.
You can fit here between Sam and I.
Yeah.
we'll squeeze over. Maybe you can get over there between Randall and Steve as well.
Yeah, I think Pete went some fit right.
All right, what do you think? What do you think, Steve? Things that people don't know about touring, at least at our level, which is a good point.
A lot's covered already by Sam and Jay.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard going last, huh?
Yeah.
You're like second to last.
No, I guess
he took my answer, and then he took my other answer.
You don't have to have an original answer. I mean,
no,
I'm
not
joking.
the original. I mean, I guess I'd say definitely latch on to, what I've been thinking in my head is that, because I get that same thing. I work, I work at a bar. I talk to so many different people. People ask me all the time. I wear our gear to work, and like, what's Emo Kids? I'm like, oh, it's a band. It's my band, blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool, blah, blah, blah. And it's always that... It's always that sweet, like, oh, good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Aren't you a little too old to be in a band?
doing it.
37? Aw. You're so cute.
They're talking about it in the parking lots. Oh, he's in a band still?
I swear. And I obviously, I'm polite. I don't tell him, like, well, it's a lot of work. We're a national touring band. I just smile and punches on, like, yes, I'm very grateful. It's a lot of fun. These people are trying to fucking boomer talk me. It's usually the boomers that do that kind
I would
of
just
shit.
love to be in
Thought about
Steve,
your retirement?
dude. I'd love to be in Steve's brain while this conversation's happening.
Oh
just
my
like
God.
what he's thinking.
It's absolute judgment.
Next time, just ask them what their hobbies are.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, I like pickleball.
Then they'll never shut up. You won't make any money.
I actually like pickleball. I can't talk shit, but it's definitely an old person boomer sport.
So I guess I think people that's actually an original answer. People underestimate how serious this is. As far as what we do. One, there's not a lot of guys our age doing the band thing.
Oh no.
New.
Not at this level.
Not brand new. Most of the guys our age doing the band thing have been famous since they were 20.
Right.
So that's a whole new underestimation that I get a lot. And then the other thing is, we're a cover band, so people they can't really like we've said before. When you hear cover band, you're thinking my cousin Vinny's wedding, and it's just they're playing 80s bop, and it reminds me of that one movie, That Thing You Do.
The two Dukes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just got that.
Yeah.
I just always think cover band. I think that vibe. You know what I mean?
I wish there was a better term for like what we do, because I feel like there's more shit cover bands than there are like really good cover bands, and so it's like when you think of cover band, you think of this 95% of cover bands that are just they technically play the songs kind of correctly, but it's like if that band recorded that in the studio, that would have never been on a CD. You know what I mean? It's like they don't really bring it to the level of like the professional band, and even some of the professional bands, when you see them, they don't even have it bring it to the level that where where it was recorded. So yeah, that is tough for sure.
Yeah. So I unfortunately, a lot of the time people pass these judgments. I just let them. Because I don't have anything to prove to anybody anymore. That's actually the beauty of being
because
our
we're
age.
old, you don't
Exactly. Being our age,
I don't
being
give
a
a
band,
fuck.
like, so what if you think I'm a fucking juvenile, delinquent piece of shit bartender or whatever you think?
I mean,
What the fuck would you think?
That was
I mean-
very specific.
I'll say this about this. I'll say this about this band. Like at the end of the day, it's like I'm having a fucking blast doing this, so I don't give a shit about anything else. I mean, I had this conversation too. It's like we aren't really making money on this band yet, but it's funny. It's like more money, more problems. So the more successful we get, the more bills we have. It just kind of evens out. But it's like as long as we're at least at this point, as long as we're not paying out of pocket to do something that I genuinely fucking love, like in this world, like. I'm not regretting a second of this because I love it so much.
Yeah.
And that's I think also that probably comes with age too. Just like I love this shit.
Right. You make the time. You make the sacrifice. Like the work-life balance that I have now did not exist when I was younger. I lived with my parents. I didn't have bills.
Right.
Now I have. It's gotta take care of yourself and
Less you time.
Yeah, less me time, unfortunately. But again, it's not even like a bad thing. It's one of those things where, like you said, like it doesn't come out of my pocket. I get to have fun. It's like free vacation time, so
Right.
can't argue with that.
Love getting paid for travel for sure. That's definitely a nice perk.
Wait, this whole money thing. I went shopping with the band card earlier.
You don't have a band card for a reason.
You are never getting a band.
I thought that was cool. What?
Well, if you have
If you get a band card, it's going to be a gift card to somewhere. Happy birthday.
Hey guys, I got a band card.
Guys, why does my band card say
why does-
Bevmo?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Nice. All right, Randall, you got the shit end of the stick. You got the last one to answer this question.
Wait, what was the question again?
What do you think people don't know about touring? Most people don't know.
I think I'm going to piggyback on what you said. I think everyone thinks it's a party. Like, there's rarely after parties. You would think that we're raging every night. At least that's what I'm going to tell to, like, people like my fiance and stuff like that. But
Well, they think about it from a fan's perspective because, like, people that go to shows that haven't done this, they go out to shows and they have a good time the whole time, and then it's like they don't have to worry about the cleanup or the load it or
Right.
anything.
yeah, it's like I said.
Well,
just-
it's their night out, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
And they all, once we're done, it's 1 a.m. They all leave, and it's just us. 5
up.
plus
Or-
Josh plus Kevin, so 7 sweaty dudes just going back to their Motel
Well,
6.
6 sweaty dudes and Jason's asleep at the bar.
Yeah, or the opposite. You have those people that are still hanging out and want to party, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's going to be like 2 or 3 hours before we're like able to
Yeah.
even hang out again because we still got to tear down and all this stuff. I think maybe that's a good point. People don't understand that. Yeah, after that, there's a good chunk of time that we're not going to be any fun for you.
Yeah.
No.
I just abandoned the idea. I mean, at this point, like, because again, going back to what I was saying before, when we were young, okay, so what if we have fucking to drive at 10 a.m.? This place, there's a party right here. We're going to the party. I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm going to the party.
They're letting us crash on their floor.
We were
Exactly.
determined to party.
Yeah, that was different. Now it's like,
Taco Bell.
oh, I have my
$20.
own king suite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mingle with our fans. Wow, I don't know if you noticed. I came out, said hi to everybody at the bar.
Steve did his
My little appearance.
His
Like,
duty.
hey guys, all right. Well, I have a king suite with my name on it, a robe. I'm gonna shower. I've been on the road for fucking
got
traveling for 2
nice
days.
tissue paper right next to the.
Yeah, I took advantage of that shit right away.
Put moisture on his face, moisturizer on his face, a couple little cucumbers, and went to sleep.
You can imagine Steve he has a thing in his hair too.
I did actually.
Yeah.
I dried my hair like that. I was FaceTime with my girlfriend.
Got your
I
robe
had
on.
the
You got your
robe.
It's got like
totally.
that $10 bottle of water.
I had just come back from 7-Eleven, so I had all the munchies. I had my own
It's
weed
so funny.
at
Oh,
the time, and also
Not in Indiana.
yeah. Come on, bro. Rock star, bro. No, I was kidding. No, not in Indiana. I mean, and yeah, man, it was. I don't even know how we got on that topic, but that was just reminiscing on how awesome that was.
I think Steve enjoyed the
I just love that. That's my
the
favorite.
king suite to himself.
If
Yeah,
I-
usually.
You got the best out of that.
Yeah, well, in Hawaii, it was all 5 of us in 3
my-
beds. So,
oh, yeah.
by contrast, we've had a lot of
Yeah.
different sleeping
that was
situations for sure.
Technically, the balcony was an extension.
Yes,
We
well,
could have had a.
You didn't sleep out there though.
Yeah, well,
You're out there for other,
we had a
other reasons.
You know, all kinds of views and.
We'll have a
Coffee
maybe
and-
story there. I'm not sure if Jason wants to share that story, but so the difference between touring in a bus or a van. So, and we could say maybe RV because you had that experience too. So, Randall, you get to start, so you don't get the shit end of the stick this time.
Well, I've never toured in a bus.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think any of
Steve?
us have.
Never torn
Well,
us.
What?
well, no.
Yeah, so an RV.
The
You got an
RV, so you got the RV. You got the RV.
RV,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So the difference, like, which one do you prefer? What is the difference to you?
Oh, I don't like the RV. Why? Because everybody leaves their food in the fucking fridge and it smells so bad for days.
Yeah.
What if it's your food?
I don't know.
Who's your food?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Randall eats his food.
Yes. When someone gets a
Randall spends
burrito.
good
like-
money on that.
yeah.
He finishes it all.
He enjoys it while it's warm.
Yeah. Yeah, it just smells. Like it's
Yeah.
convenient, but by day 3, you're like, this is like
The whole
wretched.
dude.
Like, this is-
Cesspool. I agree with
horrible.
Randall, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because-
Plus, I like having a shower. I like the whole hotel thing, Motel 6, whatever we're doing. Shower is a shower to me. So.
Logistically, even if our band goes on like big, we play huge shows, I don't think we'll ever be like a tour bus fan. You know what I mean? We play 2.5-hour sets. We're not going to
Yeah,
be playing it for 2 or 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever do like straight through the weeks. I mean, it's pretty nice just going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then
And then rest, and then
being
Thursday,
back.
Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
I like that. I'm not sure if we did kind of like stay on the road for extended period of times. I'm sure our set would be cut down quite significantly.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening anytime soon for
And
sure.
not to mention that, again, as a cover band, people come to emo night to unwind and to have nostalgia. That's a party thing. That's a weekend thing. Most people work Sunday through Thursday, or Monday through Friday, I guess. And I mean, we've tested the waters already with Sunday shows, Wednesday shows, even our Wednesday.
We did the
show.
Monday show.
We did a Wednesday show. Even
Oh yeah. Nope.
even on Valentine's Day, we played on a Wednesday, and it was just dead.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And that was a cool show.
That was also just a different.
Yeah.
Still though,
Bad
imagine,
area to have a Valentine's
imagine
Day
that on a
show.
Friday.
Maybe yeah. It was, but it's still yes, very very interesting regardless.
Yeah.
Any
But
other
anyway,
any other
tour
comments
bus.
though? Tour bus between tour bus and RV.
No. Honestly, I think Jason and Josh heard me fucking ranting about it all week, but I'm a big fan of the minivan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
fan. I love.
Well, I guess that's even a third option right there.
I love the
You were
minivan.
volunteering to drive that thing
I wanted to-
the whole time.
Oh man, I can't wait to have kids so I can have a minivan.
Oh, dude,
that's like my future new
Put
goal.
your hair down.
It's like a
the
brand-
windows
What, like a
blown.
Toyota Sienna? Or
No,
what?
no, Chrysler.
He liked that Chrysler,
That
man.
Chrysler, dude, is fucking.
That's the same one we had in Hawaii.
I think the Chrysler is the official rental minivan of like Eddie.
nice.
and-
Oh
You
no,
guys
no,
have,
I
like, little
specifically get that
TVs,
one.
too,
Yeah, oh yeah.
I feel like I had the same
Yeah, I
Chrysler.
specifically get that one.
The TV's in the back, and then you guys were playing freaking,
Yes,
charades.
Rich Animal or whatever.
Oh, that's right. We're
Yeah.
playing charades. That was on one of our
Dude,
stories.
that to me was the most luxurious thing we've ever done as a van. Was driving a minivan, because the van, let's face it, is cramped, and I got a fucking banner sticking out of my head and a guitar on my.
It's more like utility,
my
that's why.
It's utility,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not nice by any means, and even the what do you call it, the trailer that we took, not the Texas thing, what do they call
RV.
it? RV. That was 6 dudes in a family
Yeah.
wagon. That's meant for like 2 adults, an uncle, and 2 babies.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
It was
Technically 7 people or whatever is rated.
Yeah,
6
but
people.
we're fucking.
Yeah.
Did we have
We're
7?
5
Yeah,
dudes and Josh.
Yeah, we had 6.
So Josh is one and a half
Josh is
people.
1.5 people.
Josh took what's supposed to be a 2-person
Yeah.
bed.
Well, we all had our own bed.
No, Jason and I had what
You had
was.
like kid
We
beds.
would switch off
I
between
was
the
sleeping
couch
in
and
the triangle.
You're
position.
sweating your own same sheets every night too. Just gross after shows.
Yeah.
It's just like, after day 3.
Minivan and hotels. That's my preferred way.
Yeah.
Well, so
forever.
let's give a little bit of context to people that are like minivans. Where's that coming? So one of the things we've been doing recently is it's hard to get 15 passenger vans, and then also get a trailer once you land, and then try to get to the next place. Like there's a lot of moving parts, right? So,
And it's expensive. for the
And it's
most part.
expensive.
It's so expensive to rent a 15-passenger van.
So now the last tour we did, we have 2 minivans, and it seems I hate it because again we don't get to like bond with the guys as much, but it's also more efficient because then we can drop the van off in one location, and after picking it up from another, we don't have to worry about getting a trailer, and so there's a lot of pros to it. But that's why he's talking about a minivan.
And
instead of
renting 2 minivans is less than the cost of renting one 15-passenger van.
probably less gas too, or is it about the same?
Far less gas.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
we-
they get
we
between
barely
on the highway
filled.
you get about 25.
Beautiful.
we filled up maybe twice at
we
3
filled up
quarters.
twice.
So-
And we had to fill up the second time because it needed to be full at the airport.
So that's kind of like maybe a sneak preview to a future episode of like how we tour and like kind of logistic things that Sam's going to kind of go through. But that's where the minivans came into play. That's a new development that clearly Steve is a very big fan of.
Oh, dude, you and me both, bro.
Yeah, Sam. I know Sam.
I'm all about the minivan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, I hear all these points, but I loved the RV experience. I mean, I loved the fact of like playing a show, and then we just went straight to the thing and slept there. We just were right there already. It was a similar experience to, I mean, obviously in a much different way, but in Carmel, we just went upstairs and went to bed. It's like I love that it was like the gap between teardown and sleep was a lot closer together, and there was like less to do and drive someplace and check in or whatever. We just were there. It got a little stinky with six dudes, but I mean, I also slept like a baby. It was nice also that someone could drive and like most other people could sleep, and maybe that's the same way in a van, and maybe that's the same way in a in minivans, but it's not the same kind of sleep. No matter how you slice it, there's like literal beds in an RV versus like maybe you can curl up on a bench seat somehow.
Maybe.
So the sleep isn't as good. It was always nice when someone kind of volunteered to wake up early and drive, and like literally in that tour, everyone was asleep pretty much in that bus for a good couple hours on that drive. That was always a great thing. I'm going to talk about this a little bit in the next question, but also I went on a bus tour in Europe with Combi Christ, and we just went up to our little bunk bed, and it was fucking amazing. You wake up at the next venue that you're at, instead of like wake up now you gotta fucking travel another couple hours while you're awake, and then you just like literally play a show, load up, get in the RV, and you go to sleep, and you wake up at the next location. That was fucking beautiful. And RV was that was kind of like tour bus mini. I understand why we don't do it. I would still probably say I prefer the RV over the van and the minivans, but I understand also why we don't do it, because that created its own set of problems, which I think we talked about in a previous episode, right?
We should splurge on a bus sometime soon.
Yeah, dude, a tour bus is it's just like, it's glorious. But again, it's like, yeah, you have a driver, a dedicated driver.
Sure.
That's also a perk. But But yeah, I definitely love the RV situation. If we do, I would love to do it again, but I might have an uphill battle now that these guys love minivans. So. Go ahead, Sam.
So I thought I would love the RV thing a lot more than I did, but because I'd never actually ridden in one before ever in my life.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
You popped 2 cherries on that trip.
yeah, I sure did. Well, one of those cherries is the tire.
3 cherries.
But so we rented a Class C, and I didn't know this going in, but that thing felt like a tin can the whole time we were driving around, and I thought, like, the second we go off the road, we're all dead. Like, the thing was just fiberglass, and I felt like if I just punched through the wall, my hand would go all the way through. Like, that's how fragile that thing is.
Well, they got to be light.
So, yeah, they do. Exactly. They do. So I feel like if we did an RV, it would have to be a Class A, or I wouldn't want to do it. Like, something a little bit sturdier that's, like, not
Like
made from...
the brick with wheels on it.
Yeah, it was just like a good one, not just like a, you know, I felt like everything was going to fall apart in it. Also, the fact that there's I feel like in a real tour bus, everything's just like a little bit better built. But in like a RV, like, the fucking toilet stinks. Everything is crammed, everything is tiny, and it's like, you know, you're going down the road, it's you just feel everything. I like the R van because
He loves the van. He loves the van.
Well,
it's a very personal
I
relationship.
drive it 95% of the time, so I don't have to deal with the space bullshit that you guys do, like all being crammed. Like most of the time, I'm just driving the thing, and I drive a car that's really low to the ground, so it's like an honor and a blessing for me to drive this van where I feel like I'm on top of the road. But the minivans have served their purpose, as we kind of mentioned earlier. And when we're doing shows that are drivable, I'm team van. If we're doing shows that are flyable, I'm team minivan. Just because it's just way easier. They're easy to park. They're comfortable to ride in. We can just throw everything in the back and call it a day. With the RVs, you have to bring it all the way through, play Tetris with everything, and then suck the side of it back in when we're ready to go.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mess, but I had fun. Jason.
What's your favorite of the 3? What's your favorite?
Of the 3?
Well, have you done? Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
had the RV.
tour
yeah.
bus, of course.
You like the tour bus or
tour bus. Yeah, tour bus is the best. Yeah. As long as you're not paying for it.
Was that with Jira? Was that with Jira? Or what?
Yeah, that was with Jira, Sugar Hooker Entertainment. Yeah, we had a bus, 05, 06 Warp Tour.
Do you have like your own bunk like that?
Yeah, so that I was gonna say, just to kind of piggyback what you said, there's just nothing better than just going back to the bus. For me, it was kind of a combination. We would all hang out in the lounge.
Yeah.
It was like that after party.
Sure.
Of course.
Would you'd be like already driving though, right?
Yeah,
After
the bus
party?
is already moving,
Yeah,
so you
see,
have
that
that
was-
kind of like
yeah.
rumble with the bus. Everyone's drinking,
Yeah.
hanging out. It's just a big lounge area. Some people are, already passed out in their bunks. You just close the curtain or the door to the middle area. There's just nothing better than that.
Yeah.
But you just got to make sure.
Oh God! I want to know what thought just hit your brain.
Probably the number 2
What
thing.
was it? What was it?
Well, I was just gonna say I don't want to get too far into any logistics or details or anything, but you got to make sure your driver's good to go, because if there's any issue with your driver, they get turned off the AC on you in the middle of the night.
Oh, you mean that they're fully paid, right?
Yeah. Well, that's one example.
Make sure they're happy.
All right.
Just
What
make
else?
sure they're
What is
happy.
the story?
Just make sure that they're happy.
What is the story? I gotta know.
No, that's fine. I just remember waking up numerous times, just sweating beads of sweat, and this is during the summer. It's Warp Tour, so it's hot as shit. So numerous times I wake up, just beads of sweat coming down. People will be looking out of the curtains. I'd see heads popping out. What's going on out there? He was turning off the AC on us.
Just being a dick.
Just being a fucking dick.
Wow.
What a fucking dick.
Anyways, yeah. But no number 2 on the bus, even on a tour bus. That's always the number 1 rule. Number 1 is no number 2.
Right. The number 1, no number 2.
That's the number 1 rule. No number 2. But yeah, no, the bus is great. The RV was cool. It was a little riggedy.
Dude,
I don't.
you
I don't-
slept like a
I was gonna say.
princess.
I don't think
Slept
anyone
like a baby.
slept more than you on that RV for
Hey,
sure.
man, I can sleep anywhere. I'm good.
Yeah, we know this.
Yeah.
This big old, you sleep with this big old smile on your face, and you're
Yeah, baby girl.
Oh yeah.
The van's cool. I mean, if it's just probably the most DIY, rugged, it puts the most hair on your chest kind of scenario.
Right.
Everyone needs to experience a van tour and just get that under the belt, just so they understand what it's like. You don't always get a bucket seat. Sometimes you have to cram yourself under the floor, under the bucket seats. Like I said earlier, if you get sick, it's the fucking worst. Getting a bucket seat to sleep on is just heaven if you're not feeling well. I remember waking up just drenched full of sweat, just busting out a fever on one of those. Good old Beth, the van.
I'm sure it's got a lot of Jason sweat
there are
on
a lot
that
of
on those
fluids
chairs.
on those seats.
Right, not all sweat for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was going to bring up when I went on tour with Combi Christ in their European tour on this bus, this is one thing that I thought, and maybe you have a similar experience. I was like, oh man, I'm going to go on tour with these like fucking, industrial metal fucking band guys. I'm like, I'm not going to get any sleep. This is going to be gnarly. Mm-hmm. And I literally had some of the best sleep of my life on tour.
Too.
It was the exact opposite of what I thought was gonna be like. No, we're gonna be like up all night, and then like in the morning we're all up and having to like pack in or whatever. Nope. It was like we would hang out till like 3 or 4 in the morning. Still the same thing. Like the bus would be going. You're kind of in the lounge. People would start to kind of dip out at their own times. Then you get in your coffin, and it was just like because it was blackout curtains, and you had your own like fans and AC and stuff like that. Some of them had TVs in it. I'm not sure if you're.
It's actually a delight. Yeah, the TV would just.
Yeah. So you had like a TV in there, had your own chargers. You could be on your phone, fucking dude, and you're just rock to sleep like a fucking gentle little baby. It's like it was the best night's like still hands down. I don't think I've ever had a better night's sleep before or after that tour. That was the best sleep of
There's
of
something
my life.
about the rumble of the road underneath you at like 3 in the morning.
I remember we had to take a ferry between Great Britain and Ireland like to go over there, and then like you load this whole tour bus on this ferry, and you're not supposed to be on the tour bus. You're supposed to get out and like be on because it's like safety issues or whatever. I just fucking slept through the whole thing. I was like, everyone off. I'm like.
Nah.
And I just passed out for another couple hours. I eventually ended up going out. Then I was like, I don't know where the fuck I am. All of a sudden, just rows of cars in the middle of the fucking sea, and I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, that was one thing about touring through Europe was amazing.
We have to do it. We have to do it for sure.
We'll get a bus and a driver to Europe.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We got to have Josh there.
We have to get an investor for sure. In that one.
If win the lottery run, then
Right. Okay, so this one is definitely geared towards Randall. How do bands eat on the road, Randall?
Oh, like hell. Like, complete garbage. I mean, it's great if you're high all the time. I would say that. But,
I mean, Randall has some spots he likes to pick out. We try to go because he's a foodie. But yeah, I think in general, yeah, it's not for the people that are on diets for sure.
yeah, it's more like it's like. If we're going to Philly, we're going to get Philly cheesesteak, right? Got to go some of the OG spots there. Get a good one there. The Italian beef in Chicago.
Geno's or Pat's?
We also had a shit ton of pizza on our last one. That's the thing. I think our band lives on pizza.
Pizza's just easy though, because we can some carbs before we play 2.5 hours.
It's like every venue. It's like, we're gonna provide pizza. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
we do require a salad now, so
we do ask for a salad
a little bit.
Yeah, half the time we end up paying for it though.
And Topo Chico.
Yeah, I meant the non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
ones,
but, yeah.
I know. I have since specified on that it's.
He takes a big swig of one at the last show. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was down there. He's like,
Oh yeah. We asked for Topo Chicos on our rider, and
Especially you're on the
they just
wagon.
assumed that it was a hard seltzer Topo Chico.
it's like, no, we want like real mineral water. It's the best.
Yeah.
It is. It's the best mineral water.
Oh, it's amazing. It's the elixir from the gods. It's like I like to say.
I don't think we have to like go through everyone and like about eating on tour, but that's if anyone has anything
In
else
fact,
to
I think
add.
we should probably not talk about it.
Beef jerky.
It's all just bad.
Beef jerky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jerky.
it's
I mean, a
good.
lot of energy drinks.
Quick snacks,
Talk about
quick energy.
Water bottles and energy drinks.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It almost feels like a luxury when we have time to eat before the show, and none of us really like to eat right before the show, so we at least need like an hour buffer between like last bite and
Even that's not enough.
Even that's a little.
No, it's like
But
2
yeah.
hours. I think is.
But that's also like one of the things is like we're like starving a lot of times after our show because we just didn't have time. Right?
Oh, the Chinese spot in Vegas.
Vegas.
I love
Oh,
that.
Oh yeah.
was that okay? Was that
The
me?
dumpling
That, I was the
spot?
first person to
Yes,
say to go
It's
there,
the
right?
soup dumplings.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that's
dumpling
incredible.
spot.
Xiaolong Bao.
We always have to go there.
Xiaolong Bao is the best for sure.
Taiwanese, actually.
Taiwanese. There you go.
Fucking
All right.
racist piece of shit.
Wow. There's a difference, Randall. There's a difference.
But yeah, I love that.
Any other comments about food eating and stuff like that?
No, I'm just gonna say it's hard to if you're on any diet, just let it go out the window. It's kind of like being on vacation or a road trip. You just let it all
Yeah,
go out
Yeah,
the
you're
window.
not eating
Calories
it.
don't count.
Yeah.
I think the best diet on tour is moderation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like don't
Moderation.
try to limit the kinds of food. Just moderate the amount of it.
Like our Taco Bell night.
Oh, the
Well,
taco.
that's different.
We had
moderation.
$100+ in Taco Bell. It was
We
good.
were starving, and I just
Did you have the band card for that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like, I wonder if I owe you.
no. I
No. I
even
mean,
if
sure
I
that.
wanted to, I couldn't have at that moment. I was dead broke.
Getting denied at Taco Bell.
I was like, I'm getting the band card for this, right, guys? Okay, good.
But you know,
That
a
was
good idea.
that
like
was
a
a great.
bucket
I
of
don't think I
chicken.
had one item that was actually mine, but
What's that?
but it was delicious.
You ever had
I
like
just-
those
I ate it
KFC
sometime.
family meal, the bucket of chickens?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, we should do that one.
KFC bucket of chicken?
Yeah,
Pollo
yeah.
Loco would be better.
I do like a Pollo Loco. actually.
Salmonella, dude. Fuck that.
Okay, hardest thing about touring. I know we kind of talked about some of the like your least favorite things, but what's the hardest thing about touring? Jason, we'll start with you.
The hardest, I think, is just kind of doing the normal mundane tasks, just keeping a routine of everything that you do on your daily basis, and then being away from friends, family, dogs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being away from your everyday life.
Tearing down.
That's the hardest thing? The hardest thing?
Absolutely. It's the worst, hardest thing.
See, there's a difference between the hardest thing and like your least favorite thing, though. What's the hardest?
Least favorite things are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all pretty easy. It's just like logistics and thinking, and that's fine with me. It's just the things that I don't want to do are the hardest,
Yeah.
and I don't want to tear it down after every show. I just don't. It's
Yeah, I mean the hardest thing. Yeah, I think Jason took the answer. It's like it's being away from the things here at home you need to kind of take care of. Mm-hmm. You have responsibilities here, then you got to come home, and that's one of the worst parts because Randall and I have a kid. So like when we get home, it's like you can't like just hibernate. It's like I
what
got
I
a
do.
fucking 3-year-old toddler that's like, let's fucking fight, and I'm like, oh shit. All I want to do is nap and watch Netflix, and this guy's like, no, bitch, you're daddy monster now. We're gonna go. I'm gonna kick your ass. So that's probably the hardest thing I think recently for me. What about you, Steve?
That's definitely the hardest part. I just love home. I'm a big fan of home.
Minivans and home. This guy.
I mean, I'm just like we talked about in the
such a
last
great
podcast.
dad.
Right?
I'm a big fan of comfort.
Good news.
Yeah, he's a cuddle bug. We talked
I'm a
about
big
this.
cuddle bug. I like being home. I get homesick. I miss my girlfriend. I miss my fucking my buddies. You know, I miss my PlayStation. Now that's a new one. That's a recent development.
He misses his PlayStation. He just cuddles with it at night.
you know you can take that on tour with you.
We should actually. I'm gonna do what Josh did and get myself one of the little controllers because
PSP
you can link your PlayStation to your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty
Oh,
dope.
that's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely agree that being away from home and, you know, it's fun to tour and all that stuff and all the crazy things, but, you know, we're all human. You know, we need like structure in our lives. You know, I feel like it's part of what keeps us sane.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been unemployed, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just having nothing to do all the time will drive you fucking nuts.
Right.
So like being on the road, as much as there's structure to it and as hard as it is, it's very different every day. And you live out of a suitcase. There's no routine, you know. So you lose that routine. You miss
Yeah.
out on those things which are nice. I mean, even little things that like I don't do a lot these days because I'm so busy. But you know, like
Brush your teeth.
oh, fuck. That's like a really unfortunate one for tour. That like you have to
Even
really-
that gets hard.
No, I mean,
I make sure that always
I have to. I when I go on, I have to like get up on tour and remind myself like, dude, go fucking brush your teeth. Like, go, because you're so tired. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even just having on this last tour, I don't think I had enough. I was literally scraping the glass of my deodorant.
Why don't you ask, bro?
I mean, you know how it goes.
That's
You
gross.
Share deodorant?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can share deodorant. That's fine.
I could share deodorant, but I don't want to ask anybody and put anybody on the spot.
I got you. Bro,
I got
don't
the
worry.
spray.
All right, so
I
yeah,
got you.
from now
So
on, we're just
now-
gonna. Hey,
from
Steve,
now
you got
on.
enough deodorant?
Yeah.
So he
I'm
doesn't have
just
to ask.
saying.
Or
it's
fuck,
just
worst
little
case scenario,
things.
I'll
It's
just
not
go to
that I can't
7-Eleven
afford
and buy you
deodorant.
one.
It's just that right now it's like we gotta go. I don't have time to walk to the liquor store and grab deodorant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. Toothpaste, I think it was, or
Add
something.
that to the writer.
Yeah.
Deodorant and toothpaste for Steve.
Yeah, I don't travel with any fucking toilet.
That would be kind of funny. Just one stick of
Right, one
deodorant.
stick of deodorant. Could you imagine this guy like what?
So yeah, that's the hardest part.
So I gotta say something before Randall goes. You made me think of it. Is especially when we're touring a lot, it's hard that like there's not really a weekend. We don't get a weekend. You know what I mean? It's like because we play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so it's like our weekend's done by the time we get back on Sunday. It's like straight back into a Monday type of thing. Yeah, I think that, but that also ties in with your routine thing. It's like fuck it, just
Yeah, fucks
back into
everything up.
just blending all together.
Right.
Even if we just have a show on Saturday, I mentally Friday night I'm like, okay, I got to be ready for tomorrow.
Right,
Tomorrow
right.
something's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like the kind of the service industry kind of mentality where it's like where everyone's kind of like letting loose and having a lot of fun. It's like you're kind of like a work, you know what I mean? So it's like you're not. I mean, obviously it's a lot of fun, but you're still kind of there's a level of responsibility,
Yes.
and you have to be put together and obviously remember shit and not be blacked out,
Which I have.
which Jason can do
Up
apparently.
until the last few songs, then I'm ready to party.
Right. Yeah, but it's obviously people are like out. It's their Friday night. It's their Saturday night. They're like partying and stuff, and it's like we've been working for hours beforehand, and then we're working afterwards. It's definitely kind of weird, and I would say hard in a way. What about you, Randall?
Yeah, I think I agree with everyone here. I miss my family, my dogs, my fiance, and then I feel bad because
I'm surprised you didn't say anything about your dogs.
Oh, I did mention
she
dogs.
Did he?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
she's taking care of our kid Wells the entire time, and it's a lot of work for a
Yeah.
3-year-old. So you definitely get some of that guilt trip there.
For sure.
And
For sure.
then, yeah, I mean, I work Monday through Friday. So getting back on a Sunday night from a 6-hour flight, and then
From
just
Philadelphia.
right back into the grind is a.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yep.
Oh,
But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, it's a grind. It's fun. That's why we do it. If it wasn't fun, I don't think we'd put ourselves through
You grind.
the grind that we've been talking about.
Yeah. Well, this is the last question in this segment, but it's actually perfect that it starts with Randall. So, how has touring changed for you now that you're older?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
stretching.
That's why I said it was perfect for
I
me.
have a bad back, so I definitely need to prepare myself. I have to stretch every day. A lot of core exercises, which is kind of sounds weird because it's not like I never even knew about core exercises until I just rode my back.
Oh.
Doing a lot of good work with the family before the tour, so earning that goodwill.
Oh yeah,
that's a good
deposits
thing
in
to
the bank. Goodwill.
Yeah.
You need goodwill for sure.
do. Goodwill, and then trying not to drink on the last day before you go back because being hungover on a plane is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like
Or a long ass drive home. Yeah.
or a long drive home. So toss
Steve?
it over to you, Steve.
Oh man. Well, I guess what's different, the most different that I could think of that comes right to mind is that I'm much more of a morning person than I used to be.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm actually just generally a night owl. I can stay up till 4 a.m. every single day. But now I've built up the tolerance to be able to wake up early, and even when I drink, I wake up early on tour. I just can't sleep in. I have this weird thing when I have things to do, which is basically pack, shower, make sure we're ready, because I don't want to. My fear of waking up and sleeping in now that I'm older is that I'll have to go the rest of the day without a shower. And that's like the
Yeah.
fear that I didn't care about when I was in my 20s.
That's
the
a good
weirdest
point.
fears.
Yeah, because in
That's
your
what-
20s you go around
Is that
with
a first world fear?
smelly
Yeah.
ball sack for 4 days straight, and then
No problem.
in
No
a van,
problem.
no problem.
See, that's why I don't like
Recently,
ERV.
Exactly, I agree with you. That's
Smell is
fine,
Dude, I may have been the only one that showered every night after a show in the RV. I made it a point.
I showered twice in Carmel. I showered the night before, and I woke up and I had a beautiful morning shower.
I did too. Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I actually showered twice at night. It was so good.
I showered for like 30 minutes.
I showered
Just sat
before
there.
and after the show. Wait, no, I didn't.
Was it like a jungle
Yeah,
shower?
I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
They're amazing.
Wait, you showered in the RV?
Yeah, every night after a show.
Really?
Every night.
It got so swampy.
Dude, because I can't like go to bed sweaty. I hate that shit.
Nah, I know. It's the worst.
I mean, sweaty I could deal with. It's once that crosses over sweaty into morning, and now it's 12, and I still haven't showered. I'm like, fuck. Then I get like real anxious.
Yeah.
And I'm like doing smell checks, and I'm like,
That's the worst.
yeah, it's really it's a whole new thing because hygiene is such a under valued health factor when you get older. Like, it's not like, I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking that guy now. I hate fucking body odor, dude. I just fucking, it grosses me out.
Yeah.
Oh, with that
Good thing we're not in a punk band.
No, everybody in this band smells great. I love it. No, everybody in this band always smells good.
Except for Josh.
Even when we're super duper sweaty. Actually, Josh smells great too. I have no problem.
I've never
with that.
actually smelled Josh's.
I can
Is it
smell-
bad
No,
odor?
I'm just kidding.
We've
Yeah.
smelled each other in close quarters.
True.
Well, it's because they're always spooning.
Could,
though,
could,
so.
could be worse.
No,
Yeah.
it's the burritos he leaves in the fridge for 2 days. That's what smells.
Those are the things that smell. So yeah, definitely that's the biggest thing that's changed is hygiene and just overall personal care
Yeah.
since I was a kid.
No, I agree. Definitely hygiene has changed. Definitely stretching. Like that's something I need to do now. That's where my back problems started when like Randall started having back problems. It's like my body knew I was getting older. They're like, oh, that's right. You should have back problems now. Look at this guy.
It's like women that like are friends with each
Right,
other. Their
our
will
periods
sync up.
our periods synced up
Your
for
back-
sure in this band. So yeah, I have to stretch all the time now. I will say this, and this is not always the case, but I feel like when I was younger and touring and stuff like that, it would just be debauchery all the time, like nonstop drinking, getting fucked up. It's like I try to limit that on tour, especially because now I sing, so I don't really drink in the middle of shows, and then after shows I'm probably one of the most sober. But yeah, that's probably one of the differences. I think we would just pin it all the time when we were younger. Like it was just like we're away from everyone. We're just partying every single night. It just kind of felt like you had to because you're in a band. Now it's like
Got a 30-pack
now it's
of
like we
Keystone
now it's like
in
we
the
enjoy
van.
it. Yeah, right. Now it's like we enjoy it, but it's like we can. I think we also can go to a hotel room and just go
Go to the
hang out.
room or the loud room.
Right. Exactly. We kind of separate them now as far as when we have to share rooms. There's the crazy room and then there's the room that people want sleep. So that never existed back in the day.
The
It was
Tranquility Suite
Yeah.
or the Motley Crue. No.
exactly. No, 100%. It's still like that. But you have the option now, and it used to never be the option. It was like you're partying all night with your buddies. That's
Great
it. There's
option.
no yeah.
I don't really have anything to compare it to. It's
Right.
like, this is the first time I've done it, so I'm kind of pegging it half the time, but also staying somewhat responsible because I don't want us to lose any gear. I don't want us, I mean, part of like the more or less tour manager role that I've like adopted is like you have to make sure nobody left any shit behind because what happens when we get to a town that doesn't have a guitar center and then it's sound check and then we're fucked because the guitar player can't use a pedal or someone left a microphone behind or something, so we don't want to so I don't really have anything to compare it to, so I have a ton of fun because I always wanted to do this, but I also try as hard as I can to be an adult about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too. I think which kind of seems like it shouldn't be the case, but I feel like we're more responsible now with gear and making sure. I feel like we would just be so irresponsible.
If we were younger, just with the way we do it, like we'd have left guitars behind.
That's what I
we'd
mean.
have everything like
Oh,
we
it's been
can't
done.
afford to
It's
have.
been done.
Already done it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
so-
done. I think again, it's funny. It's like back in the day when we couldn't afford it, we were a lot less,
Right.
careful with our gear, and now we can afford it, and we're way more careful. It's just like should be opposite, but it's definitely
Wisdom.
not.
Right.
Wisdom. Jason, last but not least,
Oh, geez.
what's different now touring for you, buddy?
I'd say sleep. Just trying to find sleep as much as you can. I like to find just alone time whenever possible now too. Older I get, I like to take a little stroll, even if it's around the venue. You guys notice I'll pop I'll be gone for a little while.
Yeah,
I saw
and I'm
you.
always looking for
Or
you.
missing.
I'm always looking for you. I'm like, where the fuck is he?
Fuck did that guy go? I'm usually wandering around, just catching fresh air. What were you saying?
No, it's like I saw you on one of those walks in Chicago. I was walking to Brower House early, and I was like, "What the fuck is Jason doing out here?"
Just taking a lap.
He's like taking a lap.
Just taking a stroll.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it there for today. We'll go into more specific tour stories at some other time. But now, Sam, grab your guitar.
Oh yeah. All right.
Hey, Jason, grab me a beer while he's grabbing his guitar. So Sam's gonna review his new guitar. How many? Actually, I'll wait for him to come back. But he's now had it for maybe a couple months. I can't really remember. All right, Sam. So
All right.
so what is this guitar called? How long have you had it? How many shows have you played with it? And what do you think?
This is the EVH.
Yeah, and Mike's back there. Mike's back there. You can't hear.
Well, yeah, but the camera's right there, so they can't see it. I just do that. So, EVH Wolfgang. So a little history on this. Well, a little history on my experience with this guitar. I had one a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. No, when I lived in Oregon, this was my second guitar that I ever got when it was made by Peavey. This one is made by Fender, a little bit different. Eddie Van Halen designed this thing basically from scratch. And
I didn't
there's a
realize it
lot
was
of-
made by Fender.
It is now, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's all kind of built to spec for what he wanted, except the color. He never played this color, and the seafoam green was what I liked a lot about it. But
There's the Tommy Bahama guy coming out. Right
yeah, I
there a
know.
little bit.
The most important.
I don't know why I like the seafoam green for some reason.
Well, it's the easiest guitar in the world to play. Like the neck is just built like no other. It also feels a lot shorter just because of the way the guitar is built. Even though it's
Isn't
a
it
little
though?
bit
Didn't we
longer.
like compare it like?
No, it feels shorter because of the way the guitar is built, but it's actually longer than like a Strat neck.
But isn't like even the headstock like even like shorter because it feels like
The headstock's shorter, but you don't feel that when you're like
Right.
playing. But
it feels like so cute. This little
I
like,
know, right? So, but
It's like compact
So
on top
the
of it.
guitar itself is actually a little bit smaller.
Right.
But
That's what I meant.
But yeah, but the neck is a little bit
Sure,
longer. Anyway, one of the sound is amazing. I've always loved the sound of the Wolfgangs, but the biggest, most important thing is the drop D tuna on the Floyd Rose. So we play a lot of, the songs that we play, it's either standard tuning or we drop the sixth string down one full step to go to drop D. So with pretty much with literally every single other guitar on the market, you have to tune down the peg, and then you have to click on your tuner, tune it down, make sure it's good. And that's one extra step. This is the only guitar in the world that is built with this D tuna on here. So
it actually comes stock, is what you're saying.
it comes stock with this. So E to D. That's exactly how long it takes, and because of the locking, the Floyd Rose bridge, and then the locking tuners on both sides, it never goes out of tune. So, and if it does, you have little minute adjusters right here, but it reduces the amount of time that I have to tune this thing, and it's a dream come true playing it. One little complaint though, for whatever reason, the straps or the strap holders are now starting to get loose again. So now I'm gonna have to go in there with glue. And a bigger screw. Well, I put strap locks on here recently, so I'm kind of limited with the bigger screw, yes, but I'm going to have to go with glue this time, and...
I thought I use wood
toothpaste.
glue with mine. It has not even...
Yeah, we never use wood glue on it, so that's going to be the next step. So I have a little bone to pick with you, Fender. Shit ain't holding for shit, but, yeah.
You just rock out too hard.
But, dude, I've seen, like, Bo from Seosin do, like, guitar flips and flips and flips, and I don't do any of that shit, but yeah,
Take
so
a seat, Jason.
So yeah, but otherwise, like, you
Jason's
guys
just over there hanging out.
This is, well, I would go with two guitars for our drive shows because I always liked having a guitar that was tuned in standard and a guitar that was tuned in D, so that way I could just switch it out because I hate tuning a million times a show. But with this, I don't have to, so this is kind of going to be my main guitar from now on, just because I feel like I'm a kid again playing this because this is what I had as a kid, and it got stolen, so now I'm a Wolfgang man again, and I'm happy to be one.
Nice.
Nice.
So just
Oh, and sorry, I have to throw this out there. Eddie Van Halen is the reason I started playing guitar to begin with. So that's kind of what led me to get this guitar all these years ago, and that's why I bought it again a couple months ago.
I just noticed you have like facial hair. I like it. You should keep
Do
it.
you?
You should
I don't.
keep it.
It grows
You're
really.
you're
It
less-
grows really
You're
patchy.
less baby face now. I like it.
Well, that's why I'll keep it. It grows really patchy, so I can't really do it just yet because I
No,
look
it's
like
nice. It's nice. Like you just keep it. Even keep it that length. It's like
was like that.
good. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll set my razor to stun.
Yeah, yeah. Right. That's what I do. I have it like a 3 or a 4. It's like, yeah, just enough dirty. Because I get patchy too. That's why I do the same thing. But this is one thing we've had some fans talk about in the past, because they're not musicians. So can you explain real quick, like, what standard tuning is, what drop D, like, what does that actually mean? Like, because like for us,
Yeah,
we
okay.
understand what that is, but like, can you go through?
I don't either. Can you actually?
Yeah, of course you would.
Explain it to the camera like you're explaining it to Jason.
A lot of the heavier, screamier songs are drop D because it allows the tone to just sound heavier. Like that lower note at the end of the on the string lets you play notes that are a little bit heavier, and so that's where like a lot of the screaming part songs come in. And then the standard tuning songs are usually not as heavy. So that's just kind of a generic way to say it.
What's the standard tuning? Like just walk us through
E
it.
A D G B E.
Yeah, so it goes point to it.
E A D G B E, and then this goes down to D. So we're subtracting one whole.
Yeah, so do it again. Pluck the E and then flip it again.
E A D G. Oh, you mean just the
Just
E?
the E, yeah.
So, and then I pull this out, and you're not pregnant. Just kidding. E. D.
Yeah, so you see the tuning just got lower, so it also changes kind of how you play notes too.
Yeah.
Show me you can do like barcode code
So,
notes versus
yeah,
like
with-
the standard tuning.
So with standard tuning, if I want to play like a G chord, I have to put my index finger on the 3rd fret while just kind of putting the other 2 fingers over here on the 5th. But if I go and drop D, I can make that same sound with just one
just
finger.
straight finger across it. So it's another cheat code for a guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I-
basically a cheat code for guitar
I
playing.
personally love drop D songs. They're very fun, just go like this. And that's why you see the guys always just going like this, like because it's so easy to just play notes where just like a finger versus
gonna
like
say,
full on chords.
I
you
can
know.
play Everlong on guitar.
Yeah, we could. Jason
And I
could
know
play in
it
drop
has
D.
to be in drop D. That's all I know.
Everyone's in standard.
What?
No, it's in drop.
Oh, is it in drop? Ah, shit.
Yeah. So any other thoughts on this thing? I enjoy it. I think it sounds great. Any other parting thoughts on the guitar?
I love it. I want the new hollow body that's going to come out, the EVH hollow body. Can't remember what it's called, but Wolfgang Van Halen, if you're watching this, I would love one, and I would love a sponsorship.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's a saying with guitarists, like, how many more guitars do you need?
I could have
One more.
Just one more.
Yeah.
Just one more.
I could have 10 more of these, and I
Kevin
would
knows.
play them all the time. I love this guitar so much. It's the best guitar on the planet.
So we're gonna go into the quote of the week, and actually the quote just happened before I just added this to the before the start of the podcast, and it was yet again by Jason, because he always comes up with the quotes of the week. he said, "Has anyone had sex on this table?" I'm not sure why his thought process is always about sex.
I think
What made you think?
I think it was a spotlight like on the table.
It looks like a porn was shot here.
Kevin
Maybe?
was pulling it back, dragging it back a little bit. It just kind of,
It was sensual?
pulled a few
Was it
things
sensual
off
to
of
you?
the table. It just exposed the wood. And it just cued the thought in my brain. If
I just-
anyone ever had.
I just love. I just love.
That's another quote of the day.
Expose the wood.
Expose the
I just
wood.
expose the wood.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm horny.
Yeah, I mean, also I'm horny. Yeah, no, it's Jason always comes up with the best quotes. So the last thing is fan questions. So who wants to start this? Who you started the last one, right? So
Yep.
we'll have you start this one.
Uh-huh.
What musician are you the biggest fan of?
I hate that question.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's like the worst question to ask a musician.
Probably the easiest one off the top of my head is Josh Freese.
The drummer
Josh
whore.
Freese.
The drummer whore.
What's that?
The drummer whore that you like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah, drummer for the Vandals. He's played.
Didn't realize he plays for Blink. He played for Blink at one Warped Tour or something.
He
Long time
probably
ago.
did,
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, I just found that out.
Yeah, he's played for Sting, Offspring. He's done a lot of studio shit, so he's just all over the place. He plays for Foo Fighters now. Big shoes to fill with Taylor. So yeah, I'd say Josh Freese.
Is it Van Halen
He's
for
a
you?
man.
So dead, I'm gonna go with Van Halen because it's just like that's my whole inspiration. But alive, I have to throw this in there because I've been watching so many of his videos. Eloy Casagrande from Sepultura. I've been as a drum like his. Have you heard of this guy?
No.
He's supposedly the new Slipknot drummer.
Oh,
But he played with
I have,
Sepultura for like the
yeah.
last 13 years.
Okay.
That guy is a fucking monster on drums, and I've been watching his drum videos.
Oh, yeah, you
his,
sent it to us, right?
His drum camp videos.
Is he the one you said that he joined Slipknot? Is that what you're saying?
He's supposed to be joining Slipknot, yeah. Apparently, if all the rumors are correct. But
Literally just heard about that. Yeah.
dude, this guy you gotta watch his videos. He is a machine, and it's just like my jaws just dropped the whole time I'm watching him play, and that doesn't happen very often. So
Yeah.
Eloy Casagrande.
I have to say Travis Barker. Again, I think I learned to play drums just by learning how to play Enema of the State perfectly. I think he's a great drummer. I think he's a little crazy in his personal life, maybe. But maybe I should have a favorite singer now that I'm a singer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like Burt McCracken from The Used. I think he's a great frontman. I also, I'll say this. I forgot his name. I'm gonna get fucking hate for this, but the lead singer of Senses Fail. Have you seen that guy? What's his name?
Oh, his name's
Buddy.
Bert, right?
Buddy.
It's
Buddy,
Buddy.
that's
That's what
right.
it is. Yeah, Buddy. He's an animal on stage, dude. He's an animal. I thought I go pretty hard on stage, and I don't go as hard as that guy. He's like doing like jumping splits and shit, and
Oh damn.
he's wild. So I like frontman that can sing pretty well, obviously, but then also put on a fun show. But yeah, I'd say probably my favorite musician is still Travis Barker, just because I've been a drummer most of my career. Steve, the question you hate?
Yeah, I'm going to answer this my way. I'm just going to say my top probably 3 or 4 artists or musicians. Just because I'm a fan of many genres, so I can't really say any one. Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die, he's just a big influence on me lyrically. Just like the style, kind of probably also why I ended up liking like hip hop lyrics and stuff like that. Logic, who's like a big rapper. He was probably one of the main reasons I started rapping or started writing hip hop. Musically, man, I don't even know, man. I'm so naive or ignorant when it comes to trends and pop culture and artists and musicians and gear.
You don't gotta be mainstream, bro. It's fine.
No, I'm just saying I don't know anything. I don't know. I could not tell you like on guitar. I could not. Okay, again, this is not a musician, a guitar player. It's another songwriter, Anthony Green. There you
Okay.
go. Logic,
Nice.
Anthony Green, and Keith Buckley.
Did you hear this? Did anyone else hear this? That Seosin is now going to do another album with Cove, and they like kicked Anthony Green out again. Did anyone else hear this?
Anthony, I didn't know about the new album, and I'm thrilled about that. But Anthony Green hasn't been playing with them for over a year.
Well, I saw Anthony Green play with them at their 20-year reunion thing.
Yeah,
So
that was the only show he did with them.
Right,
and he only
but
did half.
I just heard I saw this today. So I'm not sure like where all the drama is, but I guess people were like on the When We Were Young forum was like, ugh. So
I love it. Cove's my favorite.
But
Seosin
Cove did actually. He watched Emo Since 2005, which has a lyric
really?
about
you
who's your
did
favorite
see?
singer in Seosin. Yeah, he liked our
that's right.
video.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you didn't
cool.
see that when I posted it?
No.
That was
Yeah.
a while back, right?
I mean, it was like last year at some point. Yeah. Randall, favorite musician.
I really like Matt Schultz, lead singer of Cage the Elephant, because I think they put on one of the best live shows I've ever seen.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I remember being
And he
surprised.
just-
He reminded me of.
I know who you're gonna say. I can't think of it. Mick Jagger. I love it.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say.
He is, dude.
Yeah, he's like
dope
a
live.
modern Mick Jagger.
That whole band rocks out live. That they put on a show. So not only do they have a ton of hits, but they bring it. If I'm talking bass player, probably Thundercat. I think Steven's one of the
Hell
most
yeah.
talented. So
Do you know Thundercat? Dude,
Sam just came.
dude, Thundercat.
He just let the
such a
biggest
good
sigh.
bass player, dude.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
There's
It's
more
incredible.
coming to
Have you
Right.
seen him play with Mac
More
Miller?
fluids now.
Yeah, he's the guy that
I
played on the
have,
tiny
yeah,
desk with
yeah,
Mac Miller. Yeah.
It's cool.
I love that
Oh, so
series,
awesome.
by the way.
So
Yeah,
awesome.
it's awesome.
That's available on record right now.
On vinyl?
Yeah,
Interesting.
transparent blue vinyl.
Okay.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming to, I don't even know what number episode this is, 5?
5.
Yeah, thanks for checking out episode number 5. We'll see you next time.
Peace.